Hello students, today I will introduce you to DBMS. Data has no meaning in its raw form, but when converted into information, it can easily be interpreted. This generates a need to organize data and transform it into meaningful information. Information is the most important element in one's life. From a child to an old man, a professional to a homemaker, everyone needs information. It is essential to provide a structure to data which can be achieved with the help of a database. The information should be maintained in such a manner that it can easily be presented in a desired format. In this chapter, you will learn about the basic concepts related to the database that will help you to cultivate a better understanding of MS Access, the relational database management system from Microsoft Office suite. Let me first tell you what is database. It is an organized collection of information that can easily be accessed, managed and updated. The overall purpose of a database is to record and maintain information that is relevant to the organization and necessary for making decisions. A database is an integral part of your daily life. Everyone likes to maintain his or her personal address diaries, wherein one records his or her friends' addresses and telephone numbers. Have you ever noticed that how do you maintain your address diaries? Well, you maintain the information alphabetically, and whenever any information is needed, you browse and extract the information quickly. From time to time, you keep on adding the addresses of new friends. Sometimes you even delete and update the addresses. All these various operations like adding, updating, sorting, editing, deleting, etc. are the part of a database. A telephone directory, a dictionary, a list of school children and their addresses, a list of grocery items, a catalog in a library, index at the back of a textbook, list of different customers in a bank, etc. are the examples of a database. Students, note that the standard file name extension of database in MS Office Access 2007 is .accdb. In earlier times, it was difficult to maintain a database manually that consisted of hundreds and thousands of records. Moreover, when a piece of information was to be updated in this system, it had to be done separately in all related files. These issues created the need for designing an efficient DBMS which could easily handle vast amount of data and provide centralized control over it. Okay, before we move further, let us first discuss about database management system. Let us discuss some examples of database. Let us take a small example of a railway reservation system. In a single day, thousands of trains in India follow their scheduled routes and timings. For reservation and inquiry purposes, you can check the availability of seat with respect to distance, fare, traveling class, etc. of any train. What manages such a huge real-time data? Let us take an example at the school level. Every year the CBSE or ICSE or state board results are declared in the month of May and June. On the examination portal, you simply provide your roll number and you get your name, father's name, detailed marks, percentage and division. How is this all possible without any mistakes? How does a computer manage to remember so much data and display it in the correct format? Okay students, can you quickly give any real-life example of database apart from the given one? You are now very much clear that there is no human intervention in the information retrieval processes and no one except the computer can work so fast and accurate for millions of users, bank account holders or students. There is a powerful software which works at a lightning pace. This software is known as a database management system, DBMS. Definition: a DBMS is a collection of programs that enables one or more users to create, manage, and retrieve information from a database. It acts as an interface between the user and application programs. Okay, students, can you quickly tell what is a database management system? Students, we can save the database by pressing Ctrl+S key combination or choosing Save option from the Office button. Alright students, now let me tell you advantages of DBMS. To reduce data repetition, a DBMS helps in controlling duplication of data. The data is stored at one location and it is accessible to all the application programs, thus reducing both cost and space. Integrity can be improved. Since the data is centralized and then it would be used by a number of users at a time, hence it provides integrity. Database can ensure data security. It provides security to sensitive data by providing checks and giving selective access to users. Backup and recovery management. These are the procedures which are used in protecting a database against data loss or in a case a disk crash occurs. Data storing. A collection of data is useless until it is managed in an organized way. A DBMS sorts the data in a particular order which makes it easy to handle. Data retrieving. By using an efficient DBMS, you can instantly retrieve any data from the database. Let us take an example of a bank. Whenever you use your debit card at an ATM, it provides us the details of your account within seconds. Hence, a DBMS not only helps in storing large amount of data, but also helps in quick retrieval of the same. Hey students, you can visit www.easynotes.com to know more about DBMS. Let us discuss about types of database. A database can be categorized into two types. Flat file database. It is relatively a simple database system which stores all the data in a single table. A flat file refers to data files that contain records which have a small fixed number of fields without any structured relationships. Example, MS Excel. Relational database. A relational database is a type of database that stores data in several tables. These tables are related to one another in such a way that whenever there is a need, the data can be joined and information can be accessed from them at once. The relationship between the different tables can be defined by their common fields. The main advantage of using a relational database is that you are not required to enter repetitive information in tables again and again, which in turn saves time. Example, Oracle, Base, and MS Access. Students know the fact that DB2 is a family of relational database management system (RDBMS) products from IBM that serves a number of different operating system platforms. Let us discuss the components. Components of RDBMS. A database contains a specific structure to store data. Let us study about some basic terminologies used in a database that will help us to know about the functioning of a DBMS. Tables. Tables store the complete data in a structured manner. They store data in the form of rows and columns called records and fields respectively. Every table has finite number of columns, but it can have infinite rows. Elements of a table. Field. All the columns in a table are called field. A field contains only one type of information. The field roll number of the table. Students will store the roll number of all the students and will be a common attribute of every student. Records. The rows in a table are called records. A record contains the values for all the fields that belong to a single person. For example, when you enter the data for all the fields such as roll number, name, address, and telephone, etc. for a student, it creates a new row in a table which is called a record. Data. A set of characters that represents a valid value is known as data. For example, 102 minus 89, 79 and 60 are the data values for the specific fields of the table shown in figure. Number 2. Queries. As the name suggests, queries are used to ask questions from the database. A database stores vast amount of data, but queries help us to retrieve the filtered database upon some conditions. Queries are also used to perform actions such as delete, update, etc. on the database upon some criteria. Number 3. Forms. Forms are the user-friendly interfaces that facilitate the process of entering data in tables and queries. A form has an attractive interface that accepts data from the user and forward it to the corresponding table or query. Number 4. Reports. Reports are used to display selected data in a printable format. Reports collect the summarized data from one or more tables or queries and organize it in a printable form. Students, do you know that Microsoft's SQL Server is an example of a DBMS that serves database requests from multiple users? Now let's learn what is relationship. Relationships are links that associate a field in one table with a field in another table. In Access, you store data in multiple tables which are related to one another in such a way that if there is a need, the data can be joined from these tables and information can be retrieved. A relationship works by matching a field with the same name in both tables. In most cases, these matching fields are the primary key from the one that uniquely identifies each record in the second table. For example, consider the table which is giving information about the teachers who are working in the various schools. Students, note the fact that a primary key is a sort of check on the table that every record in the table is unique and does not contain any duplicate data. A table can have only one primary key. To create a relationship, make two tables, one with the name Teachers Info table that holds information about teachers such as teacher ID, teacher name, address and school name, and the other with the name Teachers Details that holds the information about the teacher's ID, city, contact number. In this table, you do not enter all the fields which have already been entered in the Teachers Info table. You will only take a common field in the second table. That is, Teachers Details. By making a link on the common field, you can retrieve the desired set of records from both the tables. The advantage of using a relational database is that you do not have to enter repetitive information again and again, and this saves time.